Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Force here with another deck spotlight. Today we will be taking a look at a Hunter combo control deck. This was submitted to me by Travis of Hearthstone. The deck has got some early game minion control through spells like Kill Command and Deadly Shot, a draw combo from the Starving Buzzard and a bunch of low casting cost beast like the young Dragonhawk, and then the finisher coming from the Timberwolf and Unleash the Hounds. Now that we have the general premise out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the deck in action. Now the playstyle with this deck is pretty simple in the sense that you're in the early and mid game just using your control cards to try to eliminate any opposing threats, and then in the late game you're using your combo of a Starving Buzzard, a bunch of low casting cost minions drawing into cards, and then an Unleash the Hounds to finish off your opponent. That's basically the idea. Now if you're wondering why I got rid of the cards in my opening hand, those weren't the best early game removal. Except for maybe the Kill Command, but I just wanted to see if I could draw into more combo cards, and I did, because the Timberwolf is also pretty essential in finishing off your opponent. So basically the idea is we're not playing any creatures at all until the one turn where we're going to swing for the victory. That's the concept behind this deck. That's the way this deck is supposed to be played. In an ideal situation, of course. Alright, so there's a Blood Imp, which actually I'm kind of okay with, given that we have an explosive trap here. Let's see, is he gonna, what else is he gonna, one drop here, Flame Imp, ooh. All right, well we're gonna have to toss down an explosive trap, and no doubt right now, that is our game plan. Which will get rid of this. Unfortunately, he will actually still be at 1 health because the health pump up doesn't force him to lose that. So we're going to be dealing with a very, very aggressive deck. This is going to, just the Warlock decks in general, and from the first 2 cards that we saw him play here. Very aggressive playstyles. It's just going to expedite this process a little bit more for me. It's going to hasten things a bit. Luckily though, because he is tapping, this is going to bring him down closer into 1-turn kill range. Another good thing I'm really happy about is we're just doing their tracking, which is going to allow us to much more quickly get into the cards that we want. Ideally, a Starving Buzzard is what I'm primarily looking for at this point. Starving Buzzard, I've got 2 1-drop beasts in my hand already, 3 of them now, so the Starving Buzzard is going to be fueling a lot of card draw. And then we've got the Unleash the Hounds. So we've got all the combo cards within our hand. I'm gonna keep chipping away at his health. I don't need to get impatient here. You know, I'm still at 27, so we still have plenty of time. So I'm just gonna keep the top deck going. I'm gonna keep rolling off the top deck. You can wait until the turn before you think they're gonna kill you. It's essentially what you can do. You do need to get rid of that taunt though, because that taunt really kind of puts a kink in our plans in terms of getting rid of him. So we have the Kill Command, which we can use for that, and I think we just will Kill Command that. And we're gonna chip away at his health with the Steady Shot, and we're getting close to fatal damage. In fact, if we can get a Starving Buzzard, we might have fatal damage very soon, being that he's at 16 health right now. So, let me tracking. There's the Starving Buzzard. Those are great, but the Starving Buzzard is really what we're looking for. And we have got 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna wait a turn. I'm not gonna do it now. We're gonna wait. I could Explosive Shot. But let me just hit him directly with this instead. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. And then we're gonna pass the turn, and next turn, we should pretty much guaranteed have the victory. This was an ideal game for me to show you how this deck works. This was actually absolutely perfect. And it doesn't help our opponent that he's playing a aggro Warlock deck, which innately has a lot of life loss, unfortunately enough for him. But we now quite easily have the victory. There's the Starving Buzzard. Here is our card draw mill. And all we're doing is looking for more 1-drops. Now there's another Unleash the Hounds, which isn't bad. Yep, we're gonna go like that. We're gonna use the 2 Unleash the Hounds now, and this is probably a perfect example of how this deck is played. Look at how much damage we could have potentially done. A lot more than what we need. Could have done an extra 8 damage there. That's a lot. All right, well, that's the deck in action. Let's go ahead and go over the deck list. That was probably a perfect example of how this deck is supposed to play through, how it's supposed to work. Let's quickly go ahead and run over the deck list. We're basically divided into 3 sections in terms of card types. We've got the control cards, some card draw, and then the combo cards. So here is some control with Arcane Shot, 2 damage, a card draw through Flare, also the drop of Stealth, and the destruction of enemy secrets is really important, especially if you play against another hunter. Dealing with explosive traps can be very scary, so having flares is really good for that situation. Tracking, just like the Flare with the card draw, tracking allows you to pull into your combo cards. Most out of I feel like 9 times out of 10, you're looking for combo cards like the Unleash the Hounds, the Starving Buzzard, or a Timberwolf. You're looking for those cards ideally with the tracking more so than you're looking for removal. A lot of times there's so much removal in this deck, you have all you need anyways already in hand. There's the Unleash the Hounds. That's really what it lets you to, this is the card that allows you to do that turn 1 kill, that 1 turn kill rather, not turn 1. Stonetusk Boar, a 1-drop beast. Lots of them in the deck. We've got the Timberwolf pumping up your other beast, also a 1-drop beast himself. The young Dragonhawk with the Wind Fury getting pumped up from a Timberwolf, plus the Unleash the Hounds makes this most times at least 6 damage, if not much more. Explosive Trap for removal, really good against swarm decks, opponents that have lots of low health minions. Misdirection, not only is this a good way to possibly eliminate 2 creatures if your opponent attacks with one and they attack into their own creature, but you can also deal damage to your opponent with this as well, which is nice. A Snipe for removal, arguable whether or not you could probably replace this with something else, but I think the Snipe's nice to have. 1 Scavenging Hyena. The reason it's only 1, obviously we get the great pump up from the +2/+1 when a friendly minion dies, but since you're going for a turn 1 kill, and most of the time you're swinging for the face, the benefit doesn't even come into play. The only time this is really useful is if they have a taunt creature in play, and you need to attack into it to get through it. To get to your opponent, then at least your Hyena gets pumped up from any minions that die in that process. Starving Buzzard, which allows you to continuously draw into cards, playing your 1-drops, drawing more cards, playing more 1-drops, really, really nice. The Deadly Shot for removal, Kill Command for removal, Multi-Shot for removal, Explosive Shot for removal. Very simple deck. Hold on to your minions, wait till you get that 1 kill turn, and use the rest of your turns to chip away at their health with your shot, and remove opponent's minions. And that is the deck. Thanks so much for watching. Once again, it has been a look at the Hunter combo control deck submitted to me by Travis from Hearthstone. I think it's pretty solid, works pretty well. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe, keep watching, and keep owning.